Hi guys. Right, I'm just in with Dixie because we're giving the horses a very good groom this morning because they've been out with fly rugs on and they're all molting, so they all need a very nice groom. I've just picked out everyone's feet. I've already groomed Trick around Apollo, but I thought whilst I was in with Dixie I'd talk a little bit about how Dixie's rehab is going, how everything's working well for her. Now, Dixie at the moment has been on limited turnout and mainly in her box, just because obviously we did move. We wanted the horses to settle in and they are settling in absolutely lovely. I know I've not spent an awful lot of time obviously explaining what's happening, but the fields we've got around, the fields that we're on are very hilly, which is a bonus for this one as well as the other two because it's building up their muscles, but it's also making Dixie work. So the terrain is uneven, yes, it is a bit uneven, but that also works in our favour because she has to think about where she's putting her feet, or all of them have to think where they're putting their feet. And really, because Dixie's had an awful lot going on with her hocks, with the hock injections, with vet visits, I mean, I'm not going to lie to you guys, my vet bill is nearly £2,000 for Dixie at the moment. So it kind of works to, one, it's a disadvantage sometimes, and two, an advantage, because it means, one, that she is getting her required exercise. Yes, I know, it's my hand, isn't it? But also two, she's having to think and... Stop it, it's just my hand. I love her interaction that she gives when she doesn't like something. But she also has to think about everything else, and she's not just focusing on munching or being a bit silly. She's actually having to think, especially when it's turnout time, because we still follow the same sort of routine we had at the old yard on how we turn them out. So Dixie does tend to go first, then Apollo, then Trix, or Trix, then Apollo. The other two doesn't really matter, but Dixie always has to be first. And turning them out lately has actually been really nice to watch, because Dixie will walk out nice and slowly, and then as soon as she gets in the field, she's gone like an absolute pocket rocket. Now, with the terrain being as what it is, again, one is lovely. We do have a flat bit down the lower part of our field, which is nice when they want to go down there and just rest, but otherwise they're mainly on hills, which again I think is actually quite good because it means they have to build up their top line. Now I know Dixie's top line at the moment, she's not stood square, but can we stand up a little bit please? Don't put your ears flat back at me. Stand up. That's it, good girl, square up. So that's her stood square. So she still has a long way to go with her top line, and she has a way to go of building up her back muscles, but she's also turning, for some reason, I don't know if it's because I'm much more calmer here, I'm much more settled, but she is really becoming the kind of horse at the moment that she wants to be near you. She wants to sort of, I'm going to do a vlog on it, because some evenings I'll bring Hayes up here. Yeah, there we go. I'll bring Hayes up here and me and Hayes will sit in the field, or Hayes will go down to the park and I'll sit in the field and just watch these guys and how they interact. Now that is a vlog I want to do because I'd like to show you the interesting bit to it. Now, as most of you know, Tricker has been head mare of my herd of three. Well, herd of her anyway. She's been head mare over Dixie for over 11 years. And Apollo, she's been head mare of ever since Apollo came home. Will you stop? You say no, you want love. But that changed a few weeks before we moved. that changed and Dixie became head mare. Now Dixie got it into her head that because she's head mare of the whole herd, she's head mare of me. She learnt very quickly that she wasn't head mare of me. Stop it, back off. Who's told? Go back. Yeah, I'm talking about you, aren't I? Now with her, obviously, yes, I would love to have her. You bite me, I'm going to bite you back. Thank you very much. Sorry, she's gripping hold of this, which is fine, but technically I don't like her biting at all. Now, my goal for Dixie is obviously, I have just phoned Macy before I came onto this vlog with you guys. I phoned Macy and asked Macy if she could come and do some work with Dixie to get Dixie starting her rehab properly, because there's only so much I can do. And do some groundwork with Apollo. Now that's the next plan. Dixie really needs to crack in now to her rehab. And that's a nice hug. Let go. Let go. Thank you. You two can stop it. So yeah, that is the kind of next thing. So I'll wait to hear back from Macy on prices and everything. Yes, you're beautiful and I love you, but you're such an asswipe sometimes. Yes, you are, aren't you? You are a bit of an asswipe sometimes, yes. I say no. And right now all she wants is cuddles and attention, so. Plus I have a itchy spot. Ugh. You love your chin being rubbed. But another thing to remember is because we're 10 minutes from Manson's Beach, which is absolutely, it's an amazing ride, it's an amazing hack. It is a pebble beach, it's not a full-on sand beach. But once you get past the pebbles and you follow the track, you're going to have to move again, because I can't fit. Once you get down the little track that takes you onto the sand, will you two knock it off? Once you get onto the sand bit, stop it! It's quite a nice little ride. And then you've got the nature reserve, which isn't too far away, that you hack past. So we are very lucky to where we are. Obviously, I miss Home Park Farm. I miss using the school and being able to use of the school. But at the same time, where we are, we haven't got any other horses around us. Stop it, Trix! It's literally just us here. We do have the goats, obviously, for company, but it is just my horses, which is relatively nice. She won't flinch an inch now. But it is nice, and it's nice to see Dixie kind of coming into her own world. And she is a complicated horse. She is a complicated little mare that we've spent 11 years trying to figure out. And for one accident to happen, and it kind of solved, I realised that saying one accident happened. But if the accident hadn't happened and the vet hadn't been called and all that, we would still be trying to figure out what was going on with her. But thankfully, because she had an accident where she fell over and then she was incredibly hopping lame, the vet was called for it. I can just sew things on her now. So that accident, whilst costing an incredibly amount of vet bill, was a blessing in disguise, because we found out obviously Dixie had arthritis. Now she's always had issues with her hips, with her hamstrings, with her whole back end in general. She's always had issues with. So trying to rebuild all of that muscle up and all of that tension and everything, it's just been an absolute nightmare, because we can get her so far. And if you remember Alicia riding her through those vlogs, if you remember those, excuse me, thank you. If you remember those vlogs, you remember Alicia got Dixie cantering twice and a little bit of jumping. then she went downhill again. All that some of it can be related to the back end, some of it can be related to the hocks. The other part of it is technically her brain. Now Dixie has what's called a neuron misfire. So it's almost like she can get her so far, which is absolutely great. It's almost like dementia for horses, I think. She's absolutely loving this. She loves time, and if you spend time with her, she absolutely loves it even more. Obviously, I've been off because I dislocated my ankle, I ruptured a tendon, I pulled the muscle, I torn a ligament, I also torn my Achilles tendon. So I have been off. I haven't been able to stand weight on my legs for too long. I've also been trying to get a lot of things around here done whilst using a Zimmer frame and attempting to ride my horse, which didn't go very well, or at least sit on one of them. That didn't go too well because as soon as I put my foot in the stirrup, went to get on, my ankle gave out again, therefore doing my ankle even worse, which was my fault. I shouldn't have done it, but I miss riding. I cannot explain that, how much I miss riding. But also spending time with these guys is another thing, because we've been so busy. You're going to love this, aren't you? But it's all working out. Hopefully we can get Macy down. Macy can do some work. Alicia is coming back to help me. She's not coming back to loan or anything like that. She is literally coming to help me with this one, help me with Apollo, and potentially get Tricker up to riding again. Now Trix has been off for an incredibly long time due to her age, but then she's been semi-retired anyway. But because we semi-retired her before we left and not used her an awful lot, she's kind of getting depressed. She's kind of getting a little bit fed up. So we're going to get Tricker a little bit more fitter and just use Trix basically as a happy hacker and go down to the beach with her and just let her enjoy the life that when we first brought Tricker home, she knows all the hacking routes around here. She knows everywhere that we normally hacked. So that is a great bonus. So as for now, I'm going to take you, because I've brushed her, she's all done. I'm going to take you and show you the field and the terrain that we have. I'm going to put my body warmer back on because I get incredibly cold incredibly quickly lately. But you, my beautiful girl, aren't you? Come here. Don't be a bugger. Come here. Come here. Oh, very good, aren't you? You are very good. You're just very misunderstood, and we apologise, don't we? Dixie absolutely loves her new stable as well. Don't know why, but she does. But look at her. She's so beautiful. Dad's back as well, because he went down the field.
So as I was explaining, ignore me and Dad chatting away, but as I was explaining, we do have very nice sloping hills. Now this, what you're looking at here, is the back and the lower part of our field. We do have a much steeper climb on the other side. But right now this is the back part, and you can see we have the flat area already down there, which we're hoping to create our school in, and then on the other side where you'll see the electric fencing, which you'll see a little bit better in a little minute, is just where we're going to be lunging and keep it as a lamini paddock and things like that. So that's sort of the field, but we do have very nice sloping terrain going up, and the front part of our field is more of a slope, but then you go further across on the other side and we do have more of a incline, so the horses do have to actually use their back ends. Now I have added in a few little clips of the horses going out, as well as coming to call when we've called them in the evenings before we started fly rugging them up and fly masking them up. They are obviously now in fly rugs, in fly masks, because we do have midges and flies and they do get very irritated. I am hoping to, obviously we do need to finish our fencing, we do need to sort out our fencing down here, mainly because it just needs work on. This was a project we took on and we know we had a lot of work in store for us. We're hoping we can stay here for an incredible amount of time, but again, everything is uncertain. It's just a case of we'll make it look really nice and pretty and we'll get it to our standard. Now it is a lot of work and I'm not joking you, but with our lovely year donor Jill, she's given us permission to maintain the field. She's helping us. She's giving us ideas.
No.
She's really being. So this is what I was on about by the steeper incline. As I go further up, we do go straight back to like the hedging back there. It is a steeper incline and it does go up to the road, but we've got all of that fenced off, which is great. The horses can't escape or anything like that, which is absolutely peaceful to my mind. But that, you can see that lump there is the start of our bigger incline. Now I have walked this field with a Zimmer frame. I've also walked it without my Zimmer frame, and it is a credible amount of walking, and it is an incline that you really have to use your muscles, and at the same time that's the bonus for the horses. It is unlevel. We do need to have it rolled, but that will be coming soon. But yeah, it's a nice incline going up. It's a little bit more steeper than the other slopes, but it's a nice incline that we can start working on. Now here you'll see Dixie. We do have a stream running through the middle of our fields, which is how we know back and top. They do jump it. I've watched Apollo and Dixie start jumping that stream, and they have beautiful scope. Tricks down the bottom, as normal, goes for the lesser impact thing, but she is really good. She is doing an awful lot better. She's looking a lot better. Now what's nice about Trix is that she doesn't bother anymore. She takes her sweet time coming up to us in the mornings. She is an old girl, don't forget guys, so it's quite nice just see her enjoying her life. Now we'll see Apollo.
Good girl.
She's so funny. But they all come to call.
Dixie's red, Apollo's.
Yeah, feed time this was the other morning. This was feed time. Get them in. They are coming in during the day and going out at night, depending on the weather and the heat and the flies. They are looking incredibly well, I must say. I'm very impressed of how much weight they're all putting on.
Girl.
They didn't look the best when we left Home Park Farm. Apollo still needs to put a bit more weight on, and so does Trix. But I am happy with how they are progressing with their weight. Obviously, if you've seen the last vlog, you know we've got them now on their proper supplements. We've got them now on the correct feeding routine.
You leave her alone.
Oh, sorry.
She's looking an awful lot better.
A bit. You can see their muscles starting to develop.
Some more weight, but
which
look
is
at that
really
muscle
nice.
starting to develop. And
it is really nice because Dad can notice it. My yard owner Jill, when she first came down to the horses and seen them when they first got in, it was kind of a kick in the teeth that, yeah, someone else looking that I don't see when I see my horses every day, I don't see the progress. But obviously Jill hasn't seen them for a few days, and it will be a week tomorrow since we moved into this field, and for Jill to say this evening, look how much muscle they are putting on, look at how they are developing, look how much weight they've put on. So that is another really good thing about this. We are on very good grass, so we are keeping an eye on how much intake of grass they're taking on. But at the same time, this field is something that I grew up in. I know the field, I know the terrain. I know what's sort of going to help them. Not a full amount of what's going to help, but I am hoping that in the next few weeks, these guys will be back up to their weights. They'll be building their muscles. Their top lines are going to be coming back. And I can start working them. I do need to message Macy. I forgot about that, so I'll do that in a second. But it's so nice to see them the way they are. I mean, Trix is just an old girl. She's ampling on. I'm waiting for my farrier to come to sort out Tricker and Apollo's feet because they have got a few cracks in them. So this is the laminate paddock and my lunging paddock that I was talking to you guys about. That's at the moment we're keeping that. We're keeping our fencing up. We're keeping it separated off, regardless if I get Hazel a pony or not.
Dixie's gone down for a drink.
This is going to be where I start my rehab with Dixie, where I start the training with Apollo, where I start riding Trix in. So right now that is the kind of plan. But yes, all coming together, all very, very slowly. Apollo has a thing about fencing at the moment, but I now have my Energizer fully back up working. I have a battery that's on charge at the moment, so tomorrow that paddock is going to be electrified, as you'll watch in a minute. Apollo will go and push on the fencing. Now, I don't want them just going through fencing, because obviously when we start putting up electric fencing for winter and separating off the fields, I don't want them going through fencing. I don't really want them eating, because I want to maintain my grass properly, but I also want to maintain the field and their health. Apollo is so funny when she's itching. But yes, I do hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog. I know it's been a bit more of a chatty vlog. Look at that mare go. Oh gosh, she's so beautiful. Yeah, hopefully you guys stay tuned and watch our progress, and I'll see you all in the upcoming vlogs. Hey, hey. Bye, guys.
Apollo! Trix has gone down for a drink.
In all fairness, I really should put the electric fence on. Dad's gonna go down and shoo her away.